Let's say you're tired of forgetting small tasks like buying groceries or finishing homework. Wouldn't it be cool to build your own to-do list app in Java? In this mini project, we'll create a simple console-based to-do list. We'll build the foundation, adding tasks and listing them, and then we'll add more features like completing and deleting tasks. Let's start building. Let's start by creating a package in our mini projects package, and we'll call it to-do list app. And then we'll create a class called task. Great. Now we have our task class. First off, every task needs a description, so we're gonna have string and description. Yep. And then we have to check if it's done or not. So I'm gonna call this one is done. Great. And now we need a constructor. So it's gonna be task string that takes in the description. And we don't want this done because when you create a task, it's always not done yet. So we do this and we set this that is done to false. And then we come down and we override override the toString method. Here we return if is done, if it is done. So if it is done, return, let's say a done or tick. That would be cool too, or undone. I think we're good to go. This class represents a single task. By default, it's not done yet. So the is done is false. Now we have to write the actual app. So we create a class, we call it let's say to do app, and we're good to go. And here we have the to do app. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a main method, and we'll start coding in there. So in our main class, what we do is we use a scanner to take in user input. The user is going to enter a description in the console, so we need to take values from the console. And then when we take that, we're going to have a choice. So this is the choice we're giving to the user. And then we come down and we start a do while loop. So do something while, like this. So do something while what? First off, we come into the do block, and in the do block we print a message to the console. So we say, let's say to do list, a to-do list, so the user knows what they're facing. And then we come out here, we S out, and in our S out we tell them one is to add task. Then we come down, another message, we tell them to view to view task, for listing them, how many tasks they have. And then we have an option to exit, so it's going to be exit program, to be more descriptive. And then another one, the last one for now, and it's gonna be enter your choice. And when they enter their choice, we're gonna set the value for choice, and it's going to be a scanner dot next int, and then we're going to say scanner dot next line, because when they hit enter, we want to clear that, our scanner. We don't want that enter in our results whenever we're taking values from the scanner. So it's going to be next line to make sure it's cool and clear. And now it's time for a switch case. So in our switch, we have a choice, and we have case 1. And if the user enters case 1, if the user enters 1, let's do it this way. And when to do that, we want to add task. It's a method we're going to call, and we're passing the scanner in. So we have that, and we come down, case 2, we're going to view. We have a method to view the tasks, view tasks, and then we're not passing anything in because we're just listing stuff. And if the case is 0, if the user enters 0, we're going to say goodbye. Yeah, that's a good one. And then for the default, we can say invalid choice. It's good. And we come down to our while. So what happens in our while is that until choice is not 0, because 0 means goodbye, and until that is not the case, we're just running the program like forever until the user enters 0. Now it's time to implement our methods. So we have 2 methods to implement. The first one is to add a task, and the second one is to view the task. So we're going to write the code for those. We're going to have a private static void add task scanner, and at the beginning we're going to tell the user to let's tell them to enter task. It's going to be enter the task, and then we're going to say string. The description is going to be a scanner dot next line, and then it's a cool part because we're keeping the tasks in memory. We do not have a database or anything like that to keep the tasks. So we need somewhere in our memory, in our personal to-do list, to keep the task we're adding. So we're going to have a private static ArrayList of task, and we're gonna name it tasks. So it's going to be task, and we're gonna initiate it right here. Yeah, we have the tasks, and we come down here. We come down to the method we were just writing, and we say let's have tasks, and add the new task and the description we gave it to our array list. And then when we do that, we're going to tell the user that the task was added. The task added. So now we have the code for add the task. So the SC here is scanner. Great. Now it's time to implement the view tasks method. So we come down here. Our next method is private static void view tasks, and when we do that, first we check if tasks is empty. So if tasks that is empty, if it is empty, then we open up a block of code, we come down, and we tell the user that no tasks found. It's a good message for now. And then else, if it is not empty, we create another bucket and we have a for loop. So we're going to have for int I equals 0, and for the task that size and I plus plus is correct, we're going to have s out, and we're going to write I plus 1 the task.get description. So let's just get task.I for now. I think it's great. Yeah, now we also developed our method for view tasks. Now that we've added this much code, it's time to test if what we've written so far works. So we have our to-do list, we have add task, view task, and exit program, and we want to enter our choice. Let's just add a task, enter the task. So buy groceries, hit enter. The task is added, and let's just view the task, and we get a weird undone without the task description. So let's just look at the task class, the description. Yeah, here I forgot to add the description in my toString, so it's going to be add description, and let's just run the code again. Here we add the task, we enter our choice, which is adding the task, and we're telling them to buy groceries, and then, you know, enter your choice again, add another task. Let's just put the trash out, and yeah, we're going to view the tasks, and we have two undone tasks here, the buy groceries and put the trash out task, and we also can test if the exit program option works. So hit 3, and yeah, goodbye. So the code we've written so far works perfectly for now. So far we've set up a simple to-do list app where you can add tasks and view them, but we're not done yet. Let's just make it more powerful. We'll add features to mark a task as done and delete the task. So to do that, we come here, we can update the menu. I want to set this as 0, you know, to say goodbye and, you know, kill the program. So I can add more options here. So we want to update the menu. We want to say s out and tell the user to enter 3 to mark task as done, and then in our next option we want to tell them to delete the task, and we're good to go for now. And we want to handle these options, these two options, 3 and 4, in our switch case. So we're going to have a case that is 3, and we're going to do that here, and we're gonna have a method called mark task done. Next is case 4, and in our case 4 we want to delete the task, and in our mark task as done and delete the task, we want to pass in the scanner because we want to take values from the user in the console. So the scanner, come here, and now it's time to develop and implement these features. We have two features so far. We have add task and view the task, and now it's time for mark task as done, or mark task done. So it's going to be private static mark task done scanner. I'm going to first call view tasks to show the task to the user, and also if task is empty, I want to just return, do nothing, because we have no task to mark as done. And then I'm going to tell the user to enter the task number to mark done. So I'm gonna tell them enter task number to mark done, and then I'm going to come down here and take in the value that the user added, so the task number, scanner.nextInt, and to clear the scanner, I'm going to call c.nextLine. Yep. And then it's time for checking. So if the task number the user added is let's say bigger than 0, and task number is less than or equal than the size, so let's just do that here, less than or equal the task.size, and then if it is true, both of them, you are using the AND operator here, then we want to have our tasks. How are we keeping the tasks? So the tasks are kept in memory using an array list. So private static array list task, and we have the tasks here, and we initialize it here. And then we come down. In that array list, we have tasks dot get number, task number -1, because array lists are 0 based and we started from 1, and then we want to number -1, and that is done, set to true, and then we're gonna tell the user that the task marked done successfully. And then we come here, we have an else. If so, the task number is not greater than 0, or it is larger than the task size we have, we're going to tell them that we have an invalid task number, and they should try something else. So we're done here. We have our mark as done, and now it's time for delete task method to be implemented. We come down here, and it's just private static void delete task with the scanner in, and we want to view the tasks again, so we call a view tasks method we just implemented earlier, and we do the checking here too. So if the task is empty, just return. You cannot delete what doesn't exist yet. And we want to tell them to enter the task number to delete, and then we come here, we have the task number they're going to enter, and the next line like the previous one, and the checking also applies here. So if the task number is larger than 0 and the task size is less than or equal to size, we want to remove the task. So we're going to call tasks.remove task number -1, because array lists are 0 based, and we are showing the task to the user like in a 1 based way. We show 1, 2, 3, but the array list starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. And then if this condition is not met, so we have an else, and in our else block, what we do is that we tell them that they've entered an invalid task number. So now our to-do list app can add new tasks. Let's just collapse this one. It can add new tasks, view all tasks, mark them as completed, and delete tasks when done. That's a complete functional mini project you can keep improving. Now it's time to test a project. Let's just run the app. We have the add task option. Let's just enter by groceries, enter choose add another task, do chores, and enter another one. Let's what do we do? Go shopping, and yeah, I think we're good to go. And let's just view the tasks. We have 3 undone tasks, and let's just mark do chores at 1. So let's just choose mark task as done, the 3. And which one do you want to mark as done, 1, 2, or 3? I want to mark do chores as the done one, so I'm going to enter 2. And yeah, task marked done successfully. Let's just view the tasks. And here we have this one as done and these two as undone. I want to delete by groceries one, so let's just delete the task. Yep, enter one, and task was deleted. I didn't tell him that the task was deleted. Yeah, the task was deleted. The one, enter task number to delete. I entered one. Let's just see the tasks. I have two. I have do chores and go shopping. The groceries one is deleted. Let's just check the code here. Delete task, and yeah, here I didn't tell him that the task was deleted. Task deleted successfully. Let's just run it again. It's just for clarity, you know, the application is working just fine. But yeah, let's just enter walk the dog, buy groceries, and go shopping, and view the tasks. We have three tasks. We have walk the dog, buy groceries, and go shopping. And let's just mark buy groceries as done. So I'm going to enter 3, and I'm going to use 2. So now task mark done successfully. Now I want to delete the task. I have buy groceries done. I just marked it as done, and I want to delete walk the dog or go shopping. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna, delete the first one. And the task number to delete is 1. The task was deleted successfully. And let's just view the tasks again. So we have 2 tasks left. We have buy groceries and go shopping. The first one is done and the second one is undone. And let's just exit the program, 0, and goodbye. Here we have our to-do list app. That's a complete functional mini project you can keep improving. For example, you can add saving tasks to a file, sorting by completed status, or even creating a GUI later. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed coding this one, and if you want to do it yourself, make sure when you're watching the video you code along with me and do your own improvements to the code. And also you can find the code in my GitHub repository in the description. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. See you in our next project. Bye bye.